Alrighty, guys. So here we are with Left to Learn, December 7th, 2013. And today we're going to be having two mentors of, I believe, Chosen and Karwick. So for Team A here, or what's going to be pretty much the Survivor team, is going to be featuring CNC Guy, Kavix, Static, and Power Player. And Team B will be Infected, which will be McNasty, Discovery, Fatty Boom Boom, and Parasite. With me here is Rails, for every single Left to Learn cast so far. So
That's
Rails,
right.
what'd you think of the map where you're trying to speedrun it?
Well, when I thought of the map though, when I was trying to speedrun it, it seems like there are a lot of it seems like it's a good balance between outdoor areas and indoor areas. So I was kind of feeling like a little bit more Left 4 Dead 1 style instead of the openness of Left 4 Dead 2, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. I think it does like to mix it in. It goes back and forth, back and forth. I kind of like that. It lets you be able to choose which chokes you want to take. Some people want to do open, some people want to do out. I guess it does depend also on whatever SI you have. Obviously, in a closed-in area, you don't want to really have a smoker, and for an outdoor area, you really don't want to have a jockey.
Yeah, I'm also going to be interested to see exactly what happens with these tanks. Do we know how well the teams know the map?
Um, I want to say that some of these players may have some experience with the game. Or I mean, some experience with the map. Obviously, Karwick and Chosen, who are the mentors, do have some experience here with Carried Off, but I'm not sure about the players.
The reason I ask is when you take a look at the ability of how much do you think does, competitive play rely on map knowledge?
Oh, it matters a lot. I mean, especially when it comes into tank play. Tank playing for both sides really, really relies on map knowledge. Learning how to or when attacks will be up. That can depend on your playstyle. Some people like to remember when attacks are up based on chokes on the map, and some people like to remember when SI are up by just by counting in their head, an internal clock, so to speak. I prefer to go by chokes, so obviously with the newer map, I'm going to have more of an issue than other players.
Right. I know that was one of the challenges for teams going into the custom campaign tournaments, for them to get that knowledge of the map, and even in the EQ Cup that's going on right now, for teams to know the map before they play their games on it. Because I can tell you right now, if I was on either one of these teams trying to play this map, I would be extremely, extremely as invaluable as like a $5 pub, to be honest. Because I have no idea what to do from the infected side, and usually I like playing infected more than I like playing survivor. That's just me. But yeah, it can make, at least I think it can make games where there's a little bit of a skill differential in teams. If the team that is quote unquote less skilled knows the map better than the other team, that can be almost a bigger advantage than any kind of skill parameter you have before going into the game.
Yeah, this is very true because one thing to note is that these are also custom maps, so they are not made by official developers, meaning that there could be certain bugs and such that are not supposed to be in a map. For example, I think on this map particular, I think by map 3 there's a bunch of ladders at a very vital choke that none of them work. You see the ladders
Uh-oh.
that are actually there, but they do not work, and a lot of infected make the mistake of going to those ladders, trying to climb up, and they realize they're just jumping and nothing's happening. And that could be the difference between getting an attack, because that's a very vital death charge spot in those areas. And it can mean the difference between setting up in time for the death charge and not setting up in time, and they just get a free run through the event. It's also in that particular area, that area is extremely unoptimized. So anyone here who has a very bad computer is going to be suffering in that area. They're going to have very low FPS, so they're going to be probably having issues with aiming in general.
So what you're saying is my graphics card will crash when we hit that area in the stream.
Possibly. And I'll be
Okay.
single streaming after that.
Until I get my head off the floor. Right, okay. I actually think there are a couple survivor side exploits in this map because as I was running through, I was able to jump onto a particular. I forget what building it was, but I was able to jump onto a particular roof where the common all started doing the Jesus spot thing and looking up at me and not actually following me. So if they
That'll
can find
probably
that, that'd be
block tier
fun.
on Confago. The reason that we use out of date maps or just the current maps here for Confago is simply because it's. Oh, the sound sounds very low. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, the sound of this game sounds very, very low for some reason. It's really strange, but no, a lot of things are fixed based on like integers and distance. So if
Mhm.
anything's modified and you try and use a modified version of, or I mean an updated version of the map, and then using an old version of the custom Foggle configuration, you might have issues when the map will crash or props won't be in the right spot, or etc.
It's interesting to think about, actually.
It is.
With these custom campaigns, I know when they were doing the custom campaign tournament and stuff, one of the challenges that they had at first was taking them more out of the campaign setup and turning them more into a versus gameplay. And I know that Carried Off is one of the special, or not one of the special maps, one of the maps that's I think better suited for versus gameplay, if I'm not mistaken. Was it used in either of the custom campaign tournaments? Do you know?
I don't know about custom campaign number one. I didn't participate in that and didn't really look into it. But custom campaign number two, it did. I believe it got used, and I think we played on it. That's true. I mean, a lot of maps get churned from campaign and public versus into more of a configurable setting. A very, very iconic, I would say, iconic map would be Haunted Forest Finale.
Yeah.
A lot of the holes are actually closed up on the finale, and well, you know, there's a lot of death charge potentials and death smokes and jockey incapacitations on that finale, and the horde is also really ridiculous there on vanilla. So if you're playing Haunted Forest Finale without custom ogle, you're going to be having a lot of issues with not only death charges but literally non-stop comment throughout the entire thing, similar to I want to say the Dead Air map 4.
Yeah, I've dealt with that actually before. I played I think it was a Pro Mod game, and this was a while back. It was before they had patched that stuff up. So you have the never-ending horde. I think one of my teammates on Survivor got death smoked. You have all those death jockeys going around. It's like, it was really, really, really bad until they decided to make the modifications to it to make it more balanced for competitive play. Looks like there's another streamer here among us, XBy.
And who is that? Yes, that is Chosen.
Cool.
He'll probably be casting from his particular war room here, which he's going to be mentoring the survivor side here.
So speaking of these teams, I think it was mentioned that we have a couple of experienced left-to-learners with us here today, as well on these two teams.
Yeah, we have a lot of veterans here. The only person here who's probably not that much of a veteran would have to be CNC guy, but even then, he still knows quite a bit, quite a bit about the game. That I'm pretty sure he'll be fine.
I'll be really interested to see the different approaches to taking this map. Personally, I would like to have Infected first right now, if I didn't know the map that well, so that I can see how the survivors get through. And then if they make any mistakes, then on my turn, I'd know not to make them, at least as egregiously as the team before me.
This is true. But you also have to look at it this way. The infected don't know where to set up for the attack, so they might make it so that the survivors have an easier time getting through since they don't know the map. Particularly, I like to go survivor first, but, that's just my taste.
Well, if I'm looking at it right now, the Charger is actually about 75% through the map, so I don't know, but he's probably saving it for a hit there.
No, I'm pretty sure he's not.
They're all following him. They know exactly what they're doing. They're all going to wait until they get to at least past the tank. They're not going to go in with the tank. They're going to sack the tank for a Charger. This is all elementary stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were saving for the Witch, since the Witch is 90%.
Wow. And see, that last 10% of the map is where about 100% of this chapter is going to take place, because that's after they will spawn for the first time.
Probably.
One thing I did notice, though, is that they took the sound from the first chapter, Swamp Fever, and used it as the opening montage here.
Is it the rain?
Or no, it's like the "you shot the pilot" thing for the dialogue.
Oh, alright.
Yeah. And they had the crash helicopter behind it there. Who are we waiting on at the moment?
I think we're waiting for the teams here to join in on their spots here. I think we're having some technical difficulties, but I'm not entirely sure.
Hmm.
Well, in the meantime, while we can wait, I guess we can really discuss how this first hit's gonna go down. Now,
Okay.
they have a charger, a jockey, and a spitter, and I can't really see what their fourth SI is. I'm gonna assume it's probably a smoker. Let me see here. Let's bring up
That's
the HUD.
definitely a jockey. That's a spitter. That's
Oh yeah, they have a
yep.
smoker. Yeah, right. So, I mean, there's a variety of ways they can do this attack. Now, some teams like to opt to attack really early here. The reason they opt to attack really early here is because then they'll have an SI and attack up by the death charge spot, which I'm sure if you go ahead of the map, you'll see a bunch of rails that are broken off to the side here, and you can, get charged up into the river. A lot of people like to attack early, right outside, in order to, get the spawns up by that time. But also another thing is that the inside here is very close quarters. There's many different areas you can come into as the SI, but you have doors. These doors are obviously everyone knows about doors in Special Infected. They're a real pain in the ass. But this enclosed area can also just really destroy the team in terms of health bonus. But you just have to be very careful with the attack. Because
Looks
if you
like they are
fail,
setting up inside. Yeah.
yeah, if you fail this attack right here inside, though, you're going to run into an issue where you might not have spawns in time if they rush. Might not have spawns in time by the death charge. But if you do land it and you get an ink cap, you'll more than likely have spawns up for the attack. Hell, you might even have spawns up for the alarm card that's right outside the drop.
Yeah, and I think they do have a pretty good setup for an inside attack here. It might be a little bit better instead of a smoker if it was a hunter, but beggars can't really be choosing for this kind of hit. It just really is going to be down to whether or not that charge can land with any kind of support to get them slowed down enough to get that next set of spawns. But they do have a nice setup for the death charge, I'm not going to lie. They have they have the smoker and the jockey, and then obviously the charger, so maybe they'll sack Spitter for Boomer? I don't know.
No, that would be a terrible idea. Why get one attack in on the death charge, and all in on the death charge when you can get 2 attacks and still get the death charge?
True. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see exactly how they play it.
Now, see, another thing here that I would suggest for the infected is a lot of people, when they come out of the safe room, a lot of survivors, from what I've seen with the teams, is they will usually take this first stairway here really slowly to see if the SI will spawn. And during that time, it's usually suggested to have one of your SI spawn up inside the building to the in front of them and start breaking down the doors while they're waiting for that attack to come in. Obviously, you need to get out before they rush into the building because they'll realize that you spawned up in there and you're breaking the doors. But I'm pretty sure you can at least get 2 scratches in, which will make it easier for the charger or another SI to come in with a single scratch on the door and then participate in the attack.
Yeah, many people don't realize until they're playing and at that critical moment exactly how much of a blockade a door can be.
I believe in the next version, though, of ProMod, they're going to be making doors one-shottable by the Special Infected.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea. Does that mean that chargers can just charge right through them and hunters can pounce right through them, or...?
I'm not sure about that just yet. I don't know how that'll work out with the whole, because I don't know if that's, like, related to a damaged door kind of CVAR or something like that.
This is 4.0, or this is 3.3 still, okay.
Yeah. And that'll also help with the, I don't know if you ever played Hard Rain, but the doors there on Hard Rain Map 2, have you ever spawned behind those because they look really broken, you tried scratching them, and then you realize they still take 3 scratches, even though they're pretty much broken down? Yeah, that'll definitely help with newer players when they spawn on that side there. I think that'll also make it so that people will start spawning on that side there, because before, no one spawned down there because of the doors taking 3 scratches. And, I mean, honestly, it's a giant gaping hole. They're going to see you scratching through it. It's like literally a big window that says, hey, I need to scratch this 3 times. Can you shoot me through the window, please?
And that's a great strategy. If they actually do manage to fix that where it's not as exploitable by the survivors, that'd actually do a lot of good, I think, for balancing that attack out. How did they get their sprays all the way, like, halfway across that building? Did they jump off the railing or something?
Possibly. Or maybe they're just jumping really high.
That would be interesting to see. Hmm. So the
Looks like we're
Survivor team.
still waiting here. I think it's we're waiting on Power Player to join the team. I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
If I'm not mistaken, the way to advance in this map is to swim, correct?
If only survivors could swim.
Left 4 Dead 3.
Possibly, hey, maybe in Left 4 Dead 3, the survivors will finally get wire cutters and be able to go through fences instead of going around them.
Listen, I would be happy if they can just do a pull-up. If the survivors can manage to do a pull-up, then I will be happy.
The tank can do it. I'm pretty sure that the survivors can.
Exactly. And when you look at the body mass and reference, and both of them are technically human, so I mean... Honestly, though, I'll be extremely interested to see how, in the future, if Left 4 Dead 3 does come out, exactly what more props they give to the survivors in kind of a vanilla setting. I'm pretty sure the competitive community, the way they're leaning right now, they're trying to make a couple changes into that next version of Pro Mod. But I still would like to see how it adapts from version to version. And then if you give the competitive designers a completely different game, like, I can only imagine what that's going to look like.
If you want to see what it looks like, you can look at the difference between Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2. I believe in
Right.
Left 4 Dead 1, the main configuration is shoves no longer affect hunters. So, I mean, I guess you can imagine how that goes. There's no shoving on hunters. You cannot dead stop, so you have to skeet or die, pretty much.
Put that
And
in EQ, though.
yeah, and then also you can no longer you only get one set of pills, and that's it. Actually, no, I don't think you have pills anymore. I don't know. I don't really play the competitive on Left 4 Dead 1. I think that's Roto Hardcore, maybe? You don't get pills.
That sounds about right. I'm gonna be interested to see, like, with the Equilibrium config that they're playing the Cup on right now. I believe they're actually in. Are they in semifinals on that yet?
I'm not sure.
I've been following it, and I know the whole taking out the dead stopping of hunters thing when you're a scout is something that changes the entire complexion, I guess, of the gameplay. But when you have a config like the one that we're on now, I kind of like it because it still leaves in some of the core elements of the quote-unquote vanilla game, but then it does make it a whole lot more even between the survivors and the infected.
I see.
See, I guess they are just waiting for Power Player to join. I saw him leave, and then I don't think he came back yet.
Well, and also I think the meta between Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2 is slightly changed too, because from what I understand, there are safe room only pills, no dead stopping, and no world pills, pretty much. So the meta difference between Left 4 Dead 1 and Left 4 Dead 2 is that in Left 4 Dead 1, you pretty much save your pills until tank. So you have to try your hardest not to get slowed, because if you get slowed, then you're going to be slowing down the rest of your team, because you have to save those pills for the tank, pretty much. And is in Left 4 Dead 2, it's all about not getting slow. So if you get slowed, you just take your pills and keep up with the rest of your team and hope you find pills later on. Which, I mean, it's a very different meta. I don't like the Left 4 Dead 2 meta of pills and such, but at the same time, I guess you have to realize is that in this this game, you have chargers and spitters where getting a huge amount of damage is actually pretty common.
Right. Whereas in, obviously, that I guess would be, obviously, if we're talking about the biggest difference, would be whatever new special infected they decide to add in 3.
Yeah.
Maybe something that can fly?
I hope not.
That would be kind of, yeah, kind of exploitable. This also
Looks
gives us a good This also gives us a good opportunity to talk about the throwback config. Have you heard a lot about that?
Yes, but I believe the throwback configuration is more of a test to see how the competitive community would do with some of the updates, possibly that could go into ProMod 4.0. Throwback was actually supposedly going to be the next ProMod version with health kits and all that such, and I believe the nerfed hunting rifle, but I believe it was most of it was all voted against, pretty much.
Right, because like you were saying before in Left 4 Dead 1, they would have to be extremely careful about their health in regards to tanks, whereas if you were given a health kit, right, even if you're black and white on temporary health, right before a tank, your entire team can physically heal if they have to, and then they'd be just pretty much ready to go for a tank fight.
Well, true, but they also had damage bonus in there. I mean, that's my thing, is the proper damage bonus with the health kits served out well, and at the same time, I mean, if you get someone bleeding, or, I mean, you can't really just take your pills right off the bat, pretty much. You can't just instantly take your pills now. You have to sit there for a good couple seconds in order to heal.
Right. And then with the hunting rifle element nerfed and all, it kind of made it a little bit... I thought it was more similar to Confoggle than it was, actually, than to Pro Mod.
I never got to play the Confoggle configuration.
Yeah, I mean, when they used to have the, like, Confoggle Fresh and Confoggle back when you see all the old Tourney vids, I think really that was more of incorporating some elements that we don't see anymore in Pro Mod. Pro Mod is a very, like, bare bones configuration, I guess, and compared to the regular vanilla metagame. But then back when they used to have things like bile bombs and Molotov and stuff like that, along with the hunting rifle. And I'm not exactly sure how nerfed the hunting rifle was in Confoggle or Confoggle Fresh, but it's similar. I think it's extremely similar to the throwback configuration. So I think the whole point of them calling it throwback was to reintroduce that hunting rifle, and then also to put in, I think it was a couple throwables. I don't know if they put adrenaline back in or not, but when you add, it's weird. When you add something as small as that, it changes the entire dynamic of the game.
Yeah, it's something like adrenaline. All that's pretty much gonna happen is if you see it, you're gonna pick it up, use it, and then pick your pills back up, pretty much.
Yeah. But that also gives you, like, the ability to do more, and at least if you want to be faster at a certain time, if you wanted to possibly do multiple revives if something goes terribly wrong on your survivor side. I actually like, if you have to ask my opinion, I like Pro Mod better than Throwback and better than Confoggle Fresh, but that's just me.
This is true.
I believe Power Player is actually here now. I do believe we are ready to go. Unless he leaves again.
I believe he's ready to go.
Alright. Cool.
Alrighty. So we can finally get on with the game here after 22 minutes of commentary.
After we've had time to solve all of the Left 4 Dead 2 World's problems in 20 minutes, we are now ready to start the game.
Alright, so we see that the door there is a bit damaged. I guess a common infected got aggravated and did some damage on the door there.
And is that, I don't know, with that first attack there, I'm not sure if that'll play that big a difference unless they were going to plan to stop one of the infected with the door, but...
Well, no, in my opinion, they should have let the... I mean, if I were playing this trying to win, I would have let the common infected break the door, so it'd be easier for me to rush in there if I heard a special infected scratching the door inside its spine.
They were joking that they wanted to restart the entire game because the door was broken.
I would.
And we are going live.
Alright, and here we go.
Looks like they are setting up for that inside hit.
So we got Tank at 39%. They're all going in on the inside hit. Everyone's setting up, including the Smoker, but it looks like you got a bait. And our first pause of the game here. Static. No Steam logon. Oh, and we finally get to start. So are you ready for 22 more minutes of idle commentary, Rails?
We were so close to starting this. Actually, technically we did start the game, but it seems like it's going to be a ratio of 22 minutes of you and I talking to every 3 seconds of gameplay. We're going to be here for a while.
Well, I guess this gives me, gives me time to practice my political and social talking.
But I think right before you're about to start that, Static is fully loaded in-game.
Surely, this is, surely it's not going to happen. I mean, we're going to have to go talk for 22 more minutes. I mean, come on now.
Zen saying that the Left 4 Dead 2 gods are against us tonight. Well.
But anyways, I'm pretty sure we're not going to be sitting here for 22 minutes. I'm sure Static will be joining in here. They'll have to unpause the game in order for him to be able to join. So anyways, we got a Charger, Jackie, Smoker, and Spitter. All of them are sitting up behind the refrigerator here. They're going to be trying to pull someone. Unfortunately, though, they probably heard the Spitter and the smokers spawn up. And, so obviously Ellis here, or power player, is probably going to be backing up to avoid whatever's going to happen other than try and bait more thoroughly. A lot of things I realize is that people don't try and bait until they hear the special infected, which honestly, it leaves you vulnerable, because when you don't hear the special infected in time and you don't try and bait, you're going to run into issues where you might get pulled into a death charge.
Right.
I don't know about you, but whenever I know the SI are up, I start baiting around pulls and such because I expect there to be a smoker up, or I expect there to be a jockey, etc. I'm prepared, pretty much, I guess you can say.
Gotcha.
And looks like Carwick has no Steam logon, so we just lost a mentor there. We might have to do those 22 minutes. I surely hope not, because I do want to continue on with this left learn game here.
Right. So, then, when is it appropriate to take... Because I know some teams like to take a long time in between attacks. And when I say a long time, it's like the survivors sit there, and the infected know that the survivors want to go through a choke point, and the survivors know the infected want to hit on a choke point. When does baiting become, too much, if you know what I'm talking about?
It becomes too much when you're bleeding, all four bleeding.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Anyways, here we are. So, they all have heard all of the SI spawning up. Smokers now scratching the door, they're trying to get away. The SI can be shot through the wall, I believe. Looks like the SI are taking precautions, backing up, and there, Charger's getting shot. Oh, that ship is not good. Charger can be leveled with one hit.
Yeah. Oh,
Charger gets cleared. Jockey grabbing somebody, trying to pull him back. Here comes the smoker very slowly. Spit going down. Just a little bit of a spit delay. Some decent spread going out there to the safe room, but unfortunately not that much damage going on the survivors with only 8 points.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the infected knew that they could be hit through that wall there. That Charger seemed a little bit surprised that he was taking damage, and then he wasn't able to move out of the way until he was chipped down to about 200 or 300 health remaining.
Alright, so the next attack we're going to be seeing here is either at the death charge, or they're going to try and do a desperate pull onto the alarm car here, which I doubt. They're probably going to go for the death charge. Got Boomer, Charger, Smoker, and looks like a Jockey, so there's a really good setup here for the death charge. Actually, pretty much the perfect setup for this death charge. Smoker and Charger setting up for the second line of death charge here. Boomer setting up behind the semi-truck, going to try and vomit over. Here comes the vomit, lands 2. Charger and Smoker are both spawned. Smoker's trying to pull someone from very far away. Probably not a good idea. The survivors are now backing up to avoid the common and getting pulled. Charger's in a good position here, but it's going to require some fine-tuning with that Smoker.
Smoker gets picked. Charger gonna have to recharge it, and...
Oh, he gets someone!
Wow.
And he lands.
He lands. At least he landed.
Alright, so we got 26 points of damage here on the survivors here, with Tank coming up at 39%.
That was a good job by the survivors right there. You didn't see them rush into that choke point. They waited for the infected spawns to be out. As soon as that boom landed, they backed up kind of like, they knew what was going to be coming there, and the Smoker wasn't able to get that pull, and they pretty much shut it down. Tank is up now.
Alright, so we have Tank up now, so let's go ahead and take it to Survivor War Room here to see where they're going to take this.
Alright.
Stop shooting me!
Want the present.
He's been. Fuck him up.
Oh, hello, silent jockey.
What the fuck?
What?
Keep on him.
He's got it.
Kill it with fire.
No,
Oh, smoker. Oh, rock. Oh,
he's good.
as soon as he ate the rock.
Reloading here!
Oh, he's not dead. Never mind. Weird. I heard him die.
Alright, let's
Melee
go
weapon.
CMC.
Clutch
Wait.
responds.
LOS, yeah.
I got inside the tent.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
On Christmas. Keep LOS.
2 presents. I'm MVP. I win.
Reloading.
Keep
Chippy,
LOS.
chip, chip, chip.
Oh, shoot.
Fine.
Of course. He's just peeking at me.
Huh. I'm low on ammo.
Alright.
All right, and we're back.
That was an interesting. I think the survivors played that pretty well. And then on the infected side, it was interesting because the tank committed as his initial spawns were going in. And it seemed like he tried to. It seems like he went in not unsupported, but without the proper amount of special support to really make that a damaging tank.
I think what he saw is he saw that some of them were hoarded and getting boomed, which some tanks do that. They go in without support because of all the horde, and usually it works out, but in an open area like that, the survivors had no problem kiting the horde back with them. Another thing is that tank did not know the map too well. He didn't realize to go to the back of the warehouse, I believe, and climb up there to do some
Right.
rocks and such early on. So here we got a Charger, Spitter, Jockey, and Hunter. Here they come in. Hunter lands. Jockey's coming in, going to land too. Will the Charger land with the charge spit? Oh, Charger tries to scratch. He lands on Coach's head. Lands the charge, but the spit was spitting preemptively there.
That spit actually does a nice amount of damage there on the death. It looked like Ellis was out of it, but it actually went up the stairs there and touched the edge of his hitbox, I think. And that was actually a very nice attack.
So we're sitting at 216 bonus here. Alarm card blinking and beeping there, asking the survivors to come touch me, you know. I'm standing out. Looks like Ellis might have went the wrong way here. Ellis getting pulled.
Oh!
Self-clears. They got a Spitter Hunter Jockey here. Looks like the Hunter's opting to spawn up here. Probably going to go in for a pounce. Spitter spawning up, going to spit on the pounce. Hunter's probably going to get cleared here very easily since he's going in alone. Here comes the Jockey. Hunter serving as a distraction for the Jockey. The Jockey gets cleared very easily too. Spitter's still holding back there. He's going to run back. They're going to get a 2-2 by saving that Spitter, and they're going to have this witch up here.
Yeah, looking at her position, they're going to be in a pretty nice area, but it looks like they're going to try to draw it out or pick that Hunter. Hunter's dead. This will give Ellis enough room, I think, to go in and take that witch. Or Coach, that works too.
Coach
handled
taking
pretty
that
well.
witch here. This is the final hit before the survivors make it into the safe room with about 236 bonus. They have a Charger and a Spitter and a Boomer coming in trying to B-hop. Charger managed to double charge. It was a double charge. It got leveled, but it's still its model still or its hitbox still collided with Cavix.
From my angle, that looked like as if the Charger just hit Rochelle and then just launched her forward with its quartz. That was
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when a Charger gets cleared mid-charge. It grabs somebody, but its hitbox collides with another person. So it'll look as though it, it just knocked someone off mid-charge or something, but it's because, its hitbox still collided.
Interesting. Learn something new every day.
Very good job once he became a zombie, now was he? True, he was a zombie, but he was also...
Alright, survivors made it in with 148 bonus here, so that's a very easy bonus to beat on this map here. It just all depends how they take this first hit, the death charge, and the tank. And the rest of the hits should be pretty trivial.
I think that was a very, very nice job by our Survivor team. And our Infected team did pretty well in that round, too. Like, after having a tank like that, they went in there, they got a couple of very, very nice hits. Even though those hits seemed a little bit more trivial than the ones with the tank and before the tank, you saw the Infected team really pull together there and show some nice coordination. If that smoker had landed on Ellis, then it would be kind of a little bit different, because then Ellis was a little bit out of range of his teammates.
Yeah, that's definitely true here. Yeah, if that Hunter or Jockey would have landed there on Ellis, they could have at least gotten him down with how little help he had. And that would have definitely delayed the survivors long enough that they would have probably been able to either set up on the gas tank semi or even on the witch.
So then, at what range, approximately, can you melee a smoker tongue when it's trying to pull you?
But you can pretty much the best way I can put it is you have a full 1 second in order to shove a tongue or shove a smoker before you're considered entangled, and you mix that in with how long of a range that your shove is. you actually have a pretty big window to shove a smoker. Bigger window than a lot of people realize. The thing is, though, you only get a single shove, and people usually panic and shove as soon as they notice that they're pulled, and most of the time miss the smoker because of that.
Right.
And here we go. Looks like the infected are opting to attack inside, but they're doing it behind a door here. Smoker setting up in the back here. Gonna try and pull someone in the back. Here comes Charger scratching the door, getting some chip. Charger sitting at 143. Gets cleared mid-charge. Here comes a spit with a spit delay. Jockey taking his time. Rails, could you please respect?
Sure. I have respect.
Reloading.
That was interesting. That the smoker decided to go in from the back there, trying to get a little bit of a separation again on that initial hit. Ellis running along the sides and the top of the restaurant there. That was interesting. Now they are approaching that death charge spot with the spawns and the infected team coming up. They do have the Charger Boomer. Boomer
We
gonna
have a
go in
2-2
now.
with Charger here. Charger going in first.
Yeah, the Boomer going in first. That should slow them down just a little bit while they try to get that smoker up into position. The Spitter's not really going to be able to do much except maybe closing off one side. Survivors are going to push up into that choke now.
Oh, here comes the Charger, Smoker, and Spitter here. If they don't land a death charge, they can at least go for a charge spit. Smoker gets cleared, Charger gets cleared, Present flying into the air, and here comes the Spitter with the spit delay. Coach opting to run forward as he should, but he has to make sure that he doesn't get caught by that single SI that they cleared earlier, which was the Boomer.
This is the other jockeys looking to spawn a little bit further into the map. They're not going to try to get that separation. And the tank is up.
Reloading.
Alright, so let's head over to a Survivor War Room here.
Alright.
A little bit.
Fighting
Yeah.
right here.
Reloading.
Oh, rock on.
Tank right there.
Come over here.
Is Van hittable?
Guys, come.
Reloading. Reload.
Try LOSing or something.
You're kind of in a bad spot because,
A lot of spawns here.
Should we go back?
yeah, push back into that open.
Hey, Car, they need you to respect.
Okay,
Did that
Anybody?
Boomer die?
Yeah.
Yup.
Nice. Jackie's dead too, so they should have one more spawn up, or else he's done too.
Just LOS him. Can you guys see him?
No.
Just LOS him.
Oh, then you mean the tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see the tank. The trouble is he can, if he
yeah,
tanks right,
since everything's dead, I mean, you could LOS, get him come in, or, next hit.
you just have to watch for hitbox. So
I'm
I
gonna
think you
be
can get
running
it.
low on ammo pretty soon, so let's try to LOS.
Okay.
Like right here.
Oh, I kind of bug.
I'll be right here.
No, never.
Oh, wow. Little fatty, come right here. Come right here. Okay. So you can block the
Can't tell
spawn
the
here.
difference between you two.
Yeah, there you go.
Smoke it.
Clear me.
Rock.
Rock. Alright, I need to take down off that rock.
I need ammo.
Yeah, ammo fire around here?
Can
There's
we
some
push,
up on
Car?
that table. There's some up on that table, ammo.
Yeah, let's go, come on.
But I wouldn't suggest pushing because that's pretty close area.
Okay, then let's get back,
Rock.
Reloading. Reloading.
So they should have a Boomer this time, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Reloading.
Smoke.
You still must not.
Get against the wall, you're gonna get robbed.
I can't.
Take your kill.
Rock. Rock.
LOS.
Gotta reload. Hey, I'm reloading.
Did you land a rock?
Yeah, on me. Alright, hits up. Move up. He's coming in.
Coming in. It's coming in.
Ah, clear. Nice.
Pick him up. Oh, you know what?
No,
Fuck
Focus,
that.
focus, focus. There you go. Nice.
I'm gonna.
Alright, and we're back.
Settle down. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yep, a little bit of a different strategy being employed by our team who's uninfected right now as opposed to their counterparts. They decided to rock a little bit more before committing with that tank, and I actually very, very much approved of the way that they did that, where the tank was able to kind of run across that CETA trailer there and kind of stay out of sight while he was doing it. He landed a couple nice rocks there, working pretty much in harmony with the support, so that was very nice to see.
Yeah, this is very true. I mean, not only that, but Coach was taking too many rocks too. He was backing up and trying to chip the tank the entire time, not, you know, properly line of sighting. Really, a lot of things that a lot of people will say is either you all chip or you all line of sight. You can't do half and
Right,
half.
you can't split it. Of course, you have a hunting rifle, but this is not that config, so... I think he was trying to chip with a shotgun, too, which usually is not advised.
No, I think he had an Uzi at the time.
Did he?
Yeah.
I was under the impression he had a shotgun.
Even then,
wrong.
though, the chip he did was very minimal, so he was better up line of sighting. So here we go. We got a Spitter up. Spitter's going to get cleared, spawning all alone. Attack coming in very slowly. Charger and Jockey working together, but unfortunately, Spitter is cleared. Jockey's still alive. Going to try and scratch Coach there.
Yeah, that was almost close to a tri-cap there, but that Spitter did spawn just a little bit too early. And that's something that people should be a little bit careful about, because when Spitters or something spawn up like that without anything else to distract there, it's pretty simple for them to be cleared like that. So just one general tip is to go in a little bit after those other pinners spawn in and have a chance to hit.
And it looks like they might be getting a 2-2 here at the alarm car hit. Yep, and they got a 2-2 with Smoker and Hunter. They might be able to pull someone into the car here. Coach is going to the left side. Looks like they're all going to the left side. Going to the other side of the bus here. Boomer coming in, going to get on Coach. Oh, but he misses. The Smoker gets stumbled. Hunter's coming in. Easy dead stop coming in, and Spitter gets cleared. Smoker all alone right now. So we're going to get cleared here. They're going to chase him. Oh, his tongue gets baited. Smoker trying his hardest to try and survive here.
Manages to.
Saving the Smoker for either the long pathway of trucks and buses and such here, or he's going to save it for the Witch. I would say hit him right here and try and pull someone off, but it looks like Coach obviously gets a dead stop. Smoker's too late, leaving the Witch completely vulnerable. Here comes a charge. It lands. Spitter's out of position though to land that spit. Will pull back, and it looks like they're giving the survivors not only the Witch but the last safe room hit here.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit rushed. I think half the team kind of wanted to hit on that choke point and half the team didn't. So when that Jockey went in, the Smoker tried to help, but now I think the spawns are going to be a little bit too staggered to hit again, so the survivors should have a free run to the safe room here.
Now it looks like they're going to be looking in with 216 bonus, which is we're looking at a 60-point difference here so far. Survivors trying to take out that Jockey there instead of trying to get in the safe room. And they make it in with 204 bonus, 56-point different game so far.
Yeah, that was a very, very well played both chapter, I think, by both teams. A little bit of a different strategy, but it does result in a very, very close game. Look at that, 2 points of damage. I know it doesn't matter, but 2 points of damage, but as much as it does in vanilla, obviously, but 2 points of damage separating these two teams. That just shows that you have a very, very nice and even played game so far.
Well, another thing we also noticed from both teams is that their infected play was a bit staggered. They didn't know how to set up their infected they didn't use the parts of the map that the more experienced players would use for their setups and such. So
Right,
it comes back to map knowledge, obviously.
Yeah, and it wasn't as definitive as you see with a regular map. Like, with a regular map, you can somewhat predict at what choke points the Infector are going to hit. Whereas with that, I guess it was more just like they were trying to find the best places as they were going along. Because obviously, some of us haven't played this campaign that much, and that includes me as I look around this map for the first time of me ever seeing it. But anyway, go on.
Alright, so it looks like the Infected here have a 2-2 starter with a Hunter and a Jockey. One thing to note is you can never have a 2-2 with a Charger as a starter hit. It'll never happen. The setup can't happen. Let's just see.
Is there any particular reason for that, or does it just not happen?
I'm not sure if there's like a particular reason for it. It just doesn't happen. Something related to the rotations at the SI. But pretty much, you can't get a 2-2 with the Charger as a starting lineup, with the exception of Pups, because if somebody leaves in the team and one of your SI gets swapped out or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, one of the things that would be interesting to see is if they would. I'm still trying to figure out why they would do that. I guess maybe because of the Charger, Spitter, and then the Boom just being able to hold people in Spit for too long. Like, I'm trying to think.
I don't think it was really. I don't think they did it on purpose, really. It's probably just something to do with the rotation of the SI.
Right.
Alright, looks like they're going live. None of the SI are opting to come from behind the blue fence in front of them. So they're going to be trying to get a gravity boom here from the back of the mobile home. Spitter's coming from the front. Hunter and the Jack are going to be coming from where the boom is coming out, so they might get stumbled, but they're also going to be very staggered coming to the survivors here. Boomer's spawn gets missed. He's backing up, trying to get that spawn. Hunter lands. Jackie gets cleared. Spitter coming in. That lands. Minimal damage here with 8 damage on the survivors and points.
Yeah, I think that Boomer, he got just a little bit unfortunate timing there. He thought he would have a little bit more time to get that spawn off, but the survivors managed to come out.
Alright, looks like we have a tank at 48% and a witch at 64%.
Interesting. Yeah, if you can see, I don't know if you can see it on the stream or not, but in the Infected chat, the Boomer did say he was going to just spawn, but then he hesitated because his team said he was going to get baited.
Reloading.
Yeah, when you're going for spawns like that, if you're going right on the safe room like that, it doesn't matter if you get baited or not, you have to spawn. If you don't get baited, you'll lose your spawn. Looks like the SI are trying to get in. Yeah, trying to get in here. Charger scratching the door, gets stumbled out of the window. Here comes the Charger onto Coach. Manages to charge into a dining table here. Looks like the survivors are still only have 8 points of damage from the Infected. All extra damage accounted for is either friendly fire or common infected.
I'm reloading.
I wouldn't know if I would have elected to go inside there with no Spitter. I could see what they would do if they had a Spitter to follow up on that Charger. Again, with the balance between the open areas and the closed areas, Spitter is obviously less effective in the open field than it is inside, and Boomer is obviously, I think, well, it depends, but it's usually less effective inside than it is in an open field hit if it lands.
Yeah, it's true. And so here, I mean, I think this is another change here that they made on Confago. A lot of these props are probably added in to avoid you from being able to jump over the props and skip one of the chokes here.
I can only imagine what happened in this warehouse before we got here.
Well, considering that those shelves all still have their boxes intact, I think those shelves might have nails in them or something to keep those boxes intact or something.
Oh my gosh.
Or that is some, I guess you can say that is some crazy glue.
Oh my gosh. So it looks like our Infected are trying to hit here. We have a Hunter pre-spawned. Smoker's going to go in, tries to get a pull on Coach in the back, gets a little bit moved around that wall. Boomer spawns up too. He lands a Dole Boom, and the Hunter does land with Spit support. Stumble into the Spit on both Coach and Ellis. That's some nice damage going out from that hit. Coach still just getting out of it right now.
Something that I saw there right off the bat that was probably a big mistake. And I don't know what Coach's ammunition was beforehand, but as soon as Coach had cleared the SI that came in, he immediately reloaded, and by doing so, he wasn't able to clear that Boomer.
Right, and then the Boomer was able to get close enough to take advantage of the Boomer Spitter in a small area and get that vicious stumble.
Reloading.
Alright, and here we are with the office cubicles, a very iconic area to get Spit charged in, but unfortunately the other team does not have a Spit Charger. Looks like they have a 3-1 with Charger, Smoker, Jockey. Charger looks like he's going to be coming in from the back. That door is partially chipped, so it's probably going to take only 2 punches. Boomer's going to come in the back too, so hopefully they don't stumble the Charger here.
This is odd. They're going to be coming from a distance where the Survivor's going to be on the other side. So unless they're able to close that distance pretty fast, this might be kind of easy to shut down by the Survivors.
Boomer opting to spawn up in the cubicles, it looks like. Probably going to try and vomit over the cubicles, but it looks like they're all out. They made it into the extra pills in the map. Smoker going to spawn on the side here. Probably going to try and pull maybe the last person. Obviously, Coach is blocking the spawn. Charger trying to get over the knocked over.
This is just an awkward area to hit, it seems.
No, it's just if you had a spitter, this is a great hit. This is a very iconic hit for spit chargers.
Right, yeah, with this setup, I mean.
They really need to hit, though. They're waiting way too long, and they're giving them too much free distance. Here comes a Charger lands. A very beautiful two-cap. Tri-boom. Oh, but the Boomer stumbles off the jockey. A good clear here. Some decent damage going in. And a really great Tri-boom.
Yeah, the Boomer did everything right there, except for standing just a little bit too close to that jockey, because,
And you see the infected teammate now telling him, standing too close to me.
He's reading my mind. No, that would have been...
And we have a tank up.
Okay.
Alright, so let's go over to an infected war room here so we can see what they're talking about, since they don't know the map too well.
Cool.
What are you talking about?
Second one, okay. Yeah, just go. Everyone go right now.
I'm watching your tank.
Oh my god.
You can cut them off right now. Alright, hold on, they're gonna chip you.
Ew, cute.
Hey, I'm reloading.
I'll go on next take.
Maybe we'll have an amazing charge speed.
You should go right in, tank.
Yeah. Yeah, get the boom now.
Get that boom.
Really? Not next to me. Oh.
Wow!
Hit one.
I can't believe I fucking did that. God damn it.
Get Nick.
Wait, what?
Oh, you might want to get out now.
Killing, man, killing.
Good rock.
The curve.
Back off. You got the curve, you don't need to take any chip.
That was just for you.
Wow, are you serious? Bullshit.
Uh,
I'm just gonna AI it.
yeah, just hold your spawns.
Don't spawn there, Boomer. See if you can spawn inside.
Key.
Should be able to.
Go, guys.
Alright, and we're back.
Yeah, I think that was a nice job of the tank going in there and forcing them to kind of take it inside that office area. The Boomer landed a nice boom off the bat, so it did stumble the tank just a little bit because he was looking to throw a rock, and that did break the rock. And then the SI support, I saw that a jockey had Nick pretty much pinned in a corner with a Charger trying to support, and then somehow past the tank and the Charger, Coach was able to get around and clear that jockey off of Nick. So some very interesting results from that tank fight there.
Well, I mean, yeah. Obviously, the Boomers have to start being careful here. I mean, we're seeing some of the Boomers proxying and stumbling their infected teammates here. We've already seen it once on the jockey clear, and then once here again with the tank. Trying to commit. We saw some really good curve rocks there by the tank. Managed to land one curve rock. Tried to go in and get another punch, but got slowed down and prevented from getting it. Looks like we have a 3-1 here, or no, 2-2 here with Charger and Spitter. Here comes Hunter, here comes Charger. Oh, Charger manages to land, but Spitter's spitting way too early. I guess more as a delay spit. This Horde event, I think it's not too brutal. Just have to make sure to clear the Horde. Obviously, if you don't clear the Horde, you're going to start to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, for a running event like this, so I think they probably would have liked to have just a little bit more health instead of 3 slow.
Oh, server just
You
choked for
almost
me.
slag out. Yeah, same here.
Yeah, server just choked for me.
I guess that
Fine,
brings
just
new,
some technical
new meaning to the
issues.
word. Some new meaning to the word choke point. Anyway,
Not only do you have to deal with 4SI, but you got to deal with this lag spike afterwards.
welcome to Valve. Alright, so we have another 2-2 sub coming in. Boomer getting popped early.
Great pop by Nick. It looks like they sacked the boomer. Probably try to get a 3-1 here. Now see, there's another part here where you have to know the map. You see that electrical wire that's down there that's fizzling? Yeah, I learned the hard way. You don't want to back up to that fence. If you back up to that fence near the electric wire, you actually will take a lot of damage and you'll get incapped and you will die very, very quickly.
I would have been that guy saying, "Oh, look, it's shiny. Let me go stand on it." Oh, that's
Yeah,
Spit.
so this will come down to map knowledge here. Looks like they just did a trade-off. Coach now moving out of the spin time. Here comes a smoker. He's thinking about pulling. He's thinking about it, but he misses. They have a charge spit. Charger B-hopping in, but he's leading in, so he's going to be cleared or focused very quickly here. Charger does not get cleared and focused properly. Got a double in cap here. Here comes the spit. Oh, spit misses and goes through the fence.
Dude, I got 2 survivors down, and you have Coach with 1 health point. Rochelle carrying all that beautiful green health bonus, trying to figure out what to do. Coach is managing to keep himself up, doing a nice job of clearing those common. Looks like Rochelle will get Ellis up with Coach covering just a little bit. He's got to watch those common on his back. Rochelle's gonna pick up again. Now Ellis and Coach both covering. This is a nice job of teamwork by our survivor team, definitely.
I would say after the next attack, I would suggest they down Coach so he gets more bonus or gets more health. But looks like it gets scratched here. Never mind, he was black and white. That's why they didn't down him. Here comes the Hunter. Here comes the Jockey. Here comes the Charger. Will they land the tri-cap? Hunter gets shoved. Jockey gets shoved. Hunter gets cleared. Here comes Jockey. Lands on someone. Leaving just Nick to try and clear everyone. Jockey gets an in cap and hides. Taking some chip there from the down person. Oh, and the Boomer adding insult to injury here by just body blocking. Ellis deciding to proxy the Boomer onto him.
However, that might actually do the
Oh, and here comes the Witch.
Oh.
Oh. Rochelle making a run for that alarm.
Spitter gonna try to end it. Rochelle, turn around. No. Spitter gets the scratch now.
That was a decent run there by the survivors, but they just got too overworked or overwhelmed there. And honestly, that charger that landed, that they let land there at the end, really made the difference.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a pretty, for me as the first time, just first impressions of that, it seems kind of brutal after having that early tank spawn. If your team isn't in at least a semi-good health standing, then they have to make that, and then they were only like, what, not even 75% through the map after turning the alarm off? Or was...
Say what again?
Did I read that wrong? Yeah, did they still have like another quarter of the map to go after turning the alarm off?
I'm trying to remember, because most teams don't usually make it past that. Yeah, I believe they have like quarter of the map left to go. Charger and Spit are spawning behind the blue fence. Hunter lands, Spit lands. Some minimal damage going out. So looks like we're looking at about, what is this? 26 plus the 8, so 24 damage.
34.
Oh, no, 34. My bad. Alright, so 34 points of damage here right off the bat.
Yeah,
Infected team obviously looks like they know a bit more about the map now coming in here.
Right, so I think with the advantage of playing Survivor first is they saw that Boomer spawn get blocked on their Survivor turn, so that Boomer was able to actually spawn in and get a double boom. They have a nice setup here if they want to try to go inside with the Spitter, Charger,
2-2 with
Hunter.
Charger. Yeah, 2-2 with Hunter and Charger. Oh, Charger trying to get in, but doesn't land. Spitter coming in. Very... Where's the Spitter? Yeah, where's that Spitter?
In front with Nick. The Hunter was trying to land on Nick outside because the Charger went inside to try and intercept. The Spitter was spawned up. Nick was focused on the Hunter and actually ran backwards into the Spitter without realizing it was there. That was interesting.
I think I see what happened. The Spitter must have assumed that the Charger's going to try and charge someone outside rather than inside, so he spawned up on the outside expecting it. But unfortunately, since he positioned himself so poorly, you know, he wasn't able to get there. Usually as a Spitter, you want to set up on a rooftop so that you can always adjust to any kind of change that the Charger does, you know, sporadically.
Yeah, I thought the Charger was going to hit the doorway, but he actually went inside and tried to charge down the hallway.
Alright, here comes the attack. Charger coming in. Getting some bait, or chip here, getting baited. Manages to land the charge though. Jockey
Townsend.
coming in. Boomer gonna come in and try and proxy. Jockey lands. Oh, and will it proxy? Oh, it
Yep.
proxies onto Rochelle. Survivor team being very aggressive here, but they're also not doing too well with the special infected attacks here. Special infected obviously looks like they know this map a lot better than the survivors currently.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that we've seen. Even though with the special infected, like, they're spawning up in time, but like that smoker and that charger came from almost two opposite directions there on that attack. And it did semi well just because the survivors, like you said, don't seem to know as much of the map knowledge as their infected counterparts. But we'll see exactly how much. That has
Oh,
to
and we
play.
got a spitter and charger on this choke. Let's see what happens. Smoker's getting the pull
Smoker,
forward. Nick missing his punch. Charger misses. Hunter managed to save somebody. Charger getting a couple punches in, but yeah, that Hunter pouncing on that survivor really saved him from getting charged spit there. That would have been a down.
Yeah, if he hadn't done that, that's something you gotta be extremely careful about when playing that special infected. When you have a charger that's trying to line up for a survivor, try not to intercept that survivor so that the charger just completely misses, and in some cases it could cost him a down, but the tank is up.
Alright, and the tank is up, and we're gonna go to an infected war room here and see how these looks like these experienced infected here on the map play this tank.
Reload.
Okay, I'm waiting for you guys.
Alright. Don't take any chip, just stay back, you have 2 passes. I was thinking once we get our spawns
do I
off, you can send it
commit?
in. Not yet.
Okay.
You can either use Boomer now or, well, you have no choice, really,
So-
to keep the Boomer. So
Get the boom.
he's gonna have to
Okay,
go in
here's
second
first
pass.
Do we wait or
You can try.
should I get a rock? Nice.
Nice.
I'm waiting for the little.
Mm-hmm. You have 90 rage, just chill back, chill back, chill back.
Yeah.
Don't cheat chip. He's almost up. Alright, let's go. You wanna send it in?
Yep.
I'm
Alright,
gonna
go in.
commit right now.
Go, go,
Wait
go.
for me, guys. Okay. Prepare to go.
No,
Help,
no, no, hold on, corner one.
help, 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 help.
Alright. Nice. Nice.
GG.
That's it. Good hit.
Good job, guys.
Oh, lag spike. My ping.
Great tank.
Yeah,
that's it.
good thing.
Alright, and we're back, and we saw the first first tank wipe of the game here.
Yeah, that was
By,
a superb play by that special infected team there, managing to land that tri-cap.
Well, we also saw there that, I mean, even though the people got tri-capped, or double-capped right there for the longest time, is Ellis did not turn around in time to clear his teammate that was pounced right behind him. That's one thing a lot of people don't do, is when the support comes in during a tank fight, is you need to focus the support first, and then the tank.
Yeah, for the longest time, I was one who even thought mistakenly that the most important part to focus during a tank fight was the tank, but obviously after you play and after you watch enough competitive, you realize that pretty much if that support goes down, then the tank is left almost pretty much alone and almost useless in that situation. Like, the most important parts to be worried about there during a tank fight are those special infected. As Ellis was running towards that charged survivor, actually, the jockey was jumping after him. I think he was actually managing to scratch him on his back as he was running in the opposite direction from his pounced teammate.
Well, I mean, I didn't see the scratches, but yeah, if Ellis had managed to turn around there in time, he might have been able to clear the hunter, and then it wouldn't have been a tri-cap.
The tank
Nice.
did, tank did what it was supposed to do as well.
It is true. Alright, so it looks like they got a 3-1 here with Charger Smoker and, I want to say, Jockey. Alright, so it looks like the Smoker is coming from the spot that you usually see the Boomer coming from, but the Boomer is coming from the spot that you usually see the Smoker coming from, so it looks like the Smoker and the Boomer have switched parts here.
Again, I'm inspecting this map for the first time. It looks quite nice.
Yes, and this is the map that I told you about, that some of the ladders do not work at the very vital death charge spot, and that's the part where if you do not have a good computer, you will lose a lot of frames.
Oh boy. Well, it's been nice knowing you, dear viewers.
I'm wondering, I'm like interested to see how my computer handles up to that little spot. But anyways, let's continue on here. Charger coming in from behind here, manages to land a charge. A 2-cap lands very shortly. A great tri-boom. A pull onto the rail here, which is usually what you have the charger set up for. You pull someone onto the rail here, and then charge them forward or backwards into the water.
And
It's
then
not
they get
death.
charged into that. They get charged
Yeah.
into that area, and it's really hard to clear. Then, or
Well, no, it's just a lot of separation. I mean,
oh, we have
look
a
how
tank up right
far.
now.
Oh yeah, we have a tank up. That's a very early tank, 15%. So let's go ahead and go over to a survivor war and see how they take this.
Yeah.
If we go in the water, we're kind of screwed now.
Yeah, you gotta watch your,
Just watch
your
for a
back.
pull. So just,
LOS. Just LOS or something.
just watch for a pull, Fighty.
Maybe try coming in. Come out, come out, come out.
Alright, let's go. Go,
Hurry,
get out, get out.
push, 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 push.
Don't kill you.
Go for the other ladder. Watch him. Watch. Just watch now.
Rock. Oh my god. Clear.
Turn it first.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Kill tank.
Good chip on tank, good.
Go get to pick up somebody.
Go, go, go.
Okay, back up.
We could push forward, no?
Thanks, how
Yeah.
Okay.
But you gotta watch your back, guys.
Push forward.
Over
Which
here,
way?
over here.
You go straight up.
Alright, let's go. Go, go, go.
Yeah, spawns.
Okay,
Watch right here.
focus.
Just get it done.
Tank's down.
I want you to have this.
As we saw, the tank. Yeah, the tank was trying to jump up there to chase the survivors, but the ladder was broken.
There are 3 interesting things that I saw during that tank fight. The first one was that the tank couldn't get up to where the survivors were by jumping onto that platform there where they all were. He had to go all the way around. Second was the survivors' call to go forward a little bit. Looks like they wanted to almost push even further. And the last one was that broken ladder there. That was one of the most entertaining tank fights I've seen in a while.
Alright, so here we're at the famous death charge spot, FPS, hurting, etc. A lot of the ladders in this particular area are definitely broken, so this also comes down to map knowledge. Even my computer right now is dropping a little bit of FPS on this particular area, so I can imagine what lesser computers are, having right now.
Like mine.
What?
Like mine. I'm down to like 60 FPS. I'm usually at like 150, so this is interesting.
Yeah, I'm dropping down to about 58 here.
That down to what?
58.
Oh, yeah, we're similar right now because mine's, like, usually it's not that low.
True, but I'm streaming in 1080. Alright, so here we go. Attack's coming in, a great 2, boom, here comes a pull. Pull gets cleared very quickly. Hunter trying to go over the fence here, but I guess getting owned by invisible walls. A
Nice
great 2-cap. Yeah, very great 2-cap.
They had not
Alright,
gotten the charger yet, though, for this spot.
And on this side of the map here, I believe on this side are even more broken ladders on this side of the elevator. And this side of the elevator is also a little bit more brutal on your frames per second, too.
Should we tell them
So-
that the ladders are a little bit?
I already mentioned it. Anyways, we have a charger and spitter up now, and it looks like they're right there, the spitter and charger are trying to go up a ladder, but again, it's broken. They have a charger, spitter, jockey, and a hunter here, so a very great charge setup. Another ladder broken there, trying to get on top. You really can't get on top there. So here comes the jockey, here comes the hunter. Hunter probably going to serve as a distraction. Here comes the jockey leading in. Hunter lands in the water, completely misses. Charger lands, but gets cleared. Good spit pounce. That might be a down. Oh, it's very close.
That's interesting that half those ladders, like you could see the special effect team trying desperately to use them, and then just to no avail. The Hunter was really the only one who was able to get close due to his ability.
Oh no, my frames per second are dropping to 49.
Oh no! I'm beating you in FPS. But you're also streaming, so I mean, you have and you're bad, so I mean...
Oh, I see.
Same amount of stuff. I'm worse, obviously, because my graphics
45. Anyways, let's continue on here. Charger lands. Smoker getting a pull. We got 2 ink caps here, 3 ink caps, leaving Ellis. Little fatty boom boom to try and clear everything. Here comes the jockey. He gets a dead stop. Jockey going for round 2. He gets boom done. Will the jockey land? Oh, never mind. The jockey got cleared. Ellis now completely boomed here. He might go down to the Horde. He does not have a melee weapon on him. Trying his hardest with the shotgun, but he's running out of melee fatigue.
No.
And he goes down.
By Common. That was, again, this map I believe has been a extremely interesting experience, ranging from that tank fight to this. If I was playing this game right now, like as either the Survivor or something like that, and my FPS dropped to level where it was now, I really would not. I don't know what I'd be able to do. And then I guess if you know it's going to happen, you're going to be more well prepared for that to, to pretty much adjust to that. But if my FPS was about the level I was and I was in that situation, I would not play well at all.
Yeah, that particular area is very well known for its broken ladders and its huge FPS drops.
So, riddle me this. With knowing that attack where you pull the Survivor up and then you take him and you charge him off, if they did that now in connection with the early tank spawn, is that something you would shoot for?
Yes. I mean, I would even say that possibly be a wipe if the tank can properly guard that guy all the way in the water. It depends on which side. Obviously, if you charge them deep into the tunnel over here, it's probably going to be easier for the survivors to, protect them. But if you charge them forward towards the tank, oh yeah, that tank is definitely going to have a ball, and it probably could be a wipe.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure if they know to set up to go for that, but it looks like the Smoker is positioning himself in the side tunnel, but if it was me with that kind of knowledge, again, it comes down to map knowledge, like, if you hadn't told me about that, would I have thought of that? Probably not.
Alright, it looks like we're going live here, and we're going to be going to a Survivor war room for this, because I am very interested to see how these survivors are taking this very, very early tank.
The Smoker set up in the side tunnel with the jockey trying to get a spawn over there as well. Charger's going to come from the front.
An odd spot for that Smoker to set up here.
Not sure exactly what they're thinking. Survivors look like they want to try to block that back spawn. Charger now deciding to go back there with the jockey. Looks like both teams are trying to kind of trying to tell what's going on. Survivor's doing a pretty nice job of baiting this out. They're not exactly sure where they're going to come from. In fact, it could come from a lot of angles. Smoker's still trying to get that spawn over there. Charger's trying to get that spawn, I guess, somewhere above. Both teams playing it very cautiously at this moment.
I mean, Charger could get the spawn, but he's just waiting for his teammates. I mean, obviously, if the Charger goes in alone, it's not going to do that much.
Boomer lands too. Jockey
and here we go.
Gets Rochelle. Uh-oh.
Oh, here comes the Charger. Gets stumbled.
That
a really good, yeah, a very good 2-boom here. Jockey manages to land. He might be able to take him off. With all the Horde blocking Rochelle. Oh, he might take him off. Oh, so close.
Almost.
And we see Tank in the hands of Little Fatty Boom Boom here. So let's go over to a Survivor War Room and see how they take this.
Alright.
Dark.
Watch for a boom in the safe room.
Yeah. CNC, cover right here. They can spawn right here. I'll cover right here.
Yeah, he's kicking the long way. Get ready. Get ready to...
Oh shit.
One's by himself. You might as well take it here.
Shoot the tank! Reloading!
this game is not going too well.
Just as I predicted.
I blame you, CMC. I blame you.
Okay.
Somebody blew the assignment and did not watch the safe room. Then that boomer.
I was
got
gonna
it.
watch it, but that would be in the safe room, and you know. Do you lose rage on the Foggle? When someone's in the safe house?
Yeah. No.
Alright then.
Alright, and we're back, and as we saw there again, map knowledge prevailed.
Right. Yeah, and on that one, I believe I mentioned at the beginning of the cast what an advantage the team would have that goes as infected second. They were able to see and kind of at least a general area as to what ladder would not work, how to get up and try to trap the survivors in that area. And the survivors decided not to push forward. They kind of kept it back there near the safe room area, and that opened up a lot of spawns. I believe it was both the tank pushing in from one side, the boomer initiated from the front, and then the charger and the tank both came pushing in from the back. And when you're in a situation like that, you should try to give yourself a little bit more space, I guess, unless you're doing an excellent job of blocking spawns. When that tank committed, he flushed the survivors into a situation they really did not want to get into. And then is it possible for the survivors to get back up there after they drop off that first little bridge thing?
I'm not entirely sure because I've never actually had to go up there, but I'm gonna say no. Since the tank can't get up there, I'm pretty sure the survivors cannot.
Right, because at one point they had after the tank committed, obviously they had 2 incapped up top, and then the other 2 were forced to drop down into the water. So even if those 2 killed the tank, I don't believe they would have been able to get back up there. And the thing that saved the team who played Survivor first was that they decided to push, I guess, into the water. Initially, I didn't think that was a very good idea, but then when I saw what happened there on the second half, I think it would be a little bit better to give your Survivor team a little bit of extra space when fighting a tank.
Well, also towards the end there is that their mentor, who has vision of the entire map, told them to start pushing forward. Obviously, because he saw that the tank was there. A team that didn't have somebody calling the shots for them, knowing that when the tank's coming in, probably wouldn't have done that. Maybe.
True.
All right, so here we are with the final map of the campaign here of Carried Off. This is basically a non-stop rush event all the way to the top here. A lot of spit chokes, a lot of damage. Very easy to get wiped here. So
wow.
we're gonna be getting through the first attack here, which has a 2-2 with Hunter and Smoker. We're gonna pull here. Pull gets cleared very quickly. Pounce landing in. Charge coming in here. Some minimal damage going on to Rochelle here.
That was interesting. Still trying to get a little bit of my bearings here, sorry. So they have to start that, and then they have to run up all those stairs, pretty much?
Yes. Alright, so we've got
Okay.
23 points of damage here right off the bat.
It's looking like after they start this event, they're going to have, like you said before, a whole bunch of spit charge possibilities. Where is the tank supposed to spawn?
The tank's going to be spawning at 40%, so we're going to be seeing it probably a bit later here. Gonna want to do a Survivor War Room for this because I'm interested to see how the Survivor's going to take this. And a jockey gets pulled in the back here. Smoker stuck in the elevator here. He's not going to be able to get out. Again, this is map knowledge right here, so that poor Smoker.
What's going to happen then? Is he going to have to wait to respawn?
Spectator wait to respawn.
Probably should spectate.
You see all these stairwells here, etc. Very easy for death charges. Or not death charges, but spit charges, I should say. Survivors look to be going to the right side here. Now this map can be very confusing if you don't know it too well. Alright, and they're going to be arriving at the pullback spot, but unfortunately they do not... Oh, they do have a smoker now? Yes, they do have a smoker now. So this is the pullback spot.
Second time's the charm. Oh!
They missed. That's fine. Spitter's spitting in here. Oh, Spitter gets really chipped, but manages to survive. Here comes Jockey, here comes Hunter. Jockey gets dead stopped. All of them get dead stopped. Spitter comes in, dies, and gets a good spit delay on them. Oh, but he manages to go around the spit.
Yeah, they can go around it, right?
I don't know if I would have risked it with how inconsistent death spit can be.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. If he would have gone just a little bit more. So generally then, this gives us a little bit of an opportunity to bring up, when should you go for choke points like that? Like, I'm talking third map dead air at the hole there. When's it good to try to get a kill at those situations?
Third map dead air?
Oh, sorry,
What is
Dark
third map
Carnival,
Dead
wow.
End? Oh, third map Dark Carnival. It really depends on. It really depends. Third map Dark Carnival. It's usually. I would say it's better to attack at the bottom if you can prevent the common infected from breaking down the wall.
Right.
If you have a really good hit, if you got a charge spit, charge spit, or even a boomer with separation, and they all drop down there, and you can attack from behind. And you can just imagine it's really, really difficult since, yes, I have spawns in both directions there.
Yeah.
So it's really depends on the team. For this particular spot, though, you don't have that luxury, so it's better to always go for that pullback. Alright, and so we're going to be seeing the tank very soon. Obviously, this is past 40% here. I think the tank might be scripted here to always be at the top, maybe.
Yeah, it would make sense, I believe. It
Alright,
looks
we
like they had a
see
chance to get a death charge there, but they did not.
we got a 2-2 here with Charger. Oh, here comes a charge. Will the spit land?
Yes, it does.
Spit lands, but it's landed very late, so they didn't get the full end cap there on Rochelle. Alright, and we got a tank in the hands of CNC guy, so let's head over to its Survivor War Room.
Alright.
He's trying to find his way down.
So they can only come in through these two doors?
Yep. I think.
Basically, yeah. But they could also spawn right here if we move up near the sacks or whatever.
Okay.
He's coming in. He's coming in. Pulled.
Careful, don't get hit off there. Good job.
Alrighty, and we're back.
Yeah, had some nice damage going out there from that tank. Tank didn't commit with full support up, but he took advantage of the survivors being in somewhat of an enclosed area there in order to get that kind of damage that he did. This Hunter has a nice pin on Nick behind some objects there to finish it off. He did some great damage. He got a nice couple multis there, and he did some work.
Yeah, the survivors definitely lost a lot of their bonus there during that tank. Tank did a really great job of, taking down that bonus. Alright, and it looks like we might see the first charge spit of the ladders here. Oh, but no, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a 2-2 with spit here. Oh, no, they have a 2-2 with spit. Alright, and here comes the pull. Trying to get a pull, but it looked like he cut the tongue with the frying pan?
What?
I'm not sure what just happened, but that was an insta-clear.
Boomer lands on 2 as we still try to figure out what just happened. Yeah, that could be a first. And now looks like they have him pulled in that area there. Spit does come in and try to follow. Charge is a little bit out of place. It looks like he wants to go for a death charge? I'm not sure.
I know that one of these walls are breakable. It's not highlighted, but one of these walls somewhere are breakable. Charger going for that death charge. He's trying desperately. Oh, he guts it! He gets it on health bonus, too.
Wow, that was actually pretty nice. Usually, though, it's not advised to go for free charges like that, but on the off chance that you do hit them, it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I want to say it came down to map awareness. If the survivors had known about that spot, they would have obviously been ready for that spot. Nick's like, I don't care. He's just running for it. And I believe the breakable wall is somewhere right here. But I don't think it'll really matter now. Nasty just rushing for points. Yeah. Alright, so McNasty just trying to make a run for it. Taking care of every common infected with that bat. Or not that bat, but the frying pan. Oh, but the smoker needs to still recharge. Here comes the charger. Will he get death charge? No. He gets claw charged.
He gets clobbered in the doorway instead, so... Pretty nice lead by the Survivor team there. That was, again, I can definitely say this has been the most interesting game I think I've ever casted as a part of Left to Learn with the way in which this map has come out. And we saw, again, the map knowledge there really being somewhat of an advantage for the teams if they possess more of it than their other contemporaries here. So it's been quite an educational cast all around.
Alright, so here we're gonna have obviously the exact identical attack here for the infected. Looks like is the boomer opting to attack right outside the safe room, or is he just idling?
Pretty sure he's idling. He has not raid up. Yeah, okay. So then what happens after they get past that point where the survivors made it to? Are they pretty much there, or...?
They have to go up, I think, one more flight of stairs, and then they get to basically a No Mercy kind of style rooftop, and they have to get to a helicopter.
Okay, okay. 'Cause, yeah, it seemed like they did take a lot of elements from a No Mercy-esque thing there with the Death Chargers, like 4th chapter No Mercy, so...
Alright, and here we go. We are now live. Looks like they're opting to attack in the same spot as the other team here. Hunter doing, again, map knowledge, breaking down that door. A lot of people like to break down that door, but that usually is done when you have a charged spit. I think that what they're going to do is going to try and pull someone out of the door. That's probably what they're going to be doing. I can't really see what the smoker's had, but I'm just going to assume...
he's standing behind a pillar there. He's going to try to pull Coach out of that door.
And like there's that pull. Good boom. Hunter comes in, spit goes in, but it bounces off of Coach, not going into the stairwell here. Boomer manages to get popped without any proxying, and the spit does not surround Ellis here.
Yeah, they definitely had the right idea on both ends. Their survivors trying to stay perched there and make sure they could clear that as the smoker was pulling them out. The smoker managed to, again, use his knowledge of that map to get behind that pillar and try to get that initial part there. So it was pretty well thought out by both sides, I'd have to say. So they're not going to have an opportunity to charge spit them here, though. It's going to be a 3-1 without a charger, it seems, yes.
You can see the survivors are going much, much slower than their counterparts here. Here comes a Hunter, bouncing off the rooftops here, gets dead stopped, gets killed by an SMG rather than the frying pan. Jockey coming in, lands on Ellis. Oh, is he going to be taken down?
Oh!
And he's going to have to walk up those stairs.
And me, with my lack of map knowledge, thought that was a death jockey. I'm just going to be quiet now. I thought he was like, no, he got taken off the side of the building. Is it possible to do that in any of these chapters here, to try to get one of those death jockeys?
Only if you can bounce. You can get a death jockey anywhere if you bounce.
Reloading here.
Another attack going in here. Hunter trying to pounce in through that door. Survivors backing out. Boomer spawned through the wall. Can he be wall shot here?
Yes.
Okay.
Here comes a charged spit. Oh, he gets leveled.
Wow.
A very good level, because that would have been an in-cap right there with that spit spread.
Yeah, and then Alex does only get the manages to get the Boomer just to land on one as they continue to push their way through here.
They're going to be arriving at the hole very soon here, so I'm interested to see how this infected team, which seems to have better map knowledge, is going to be dealing with that hole.
They're probably going to try to get that pullback, like you said before, where we had to tell the one smoker to respec because he got caught in the elevator before that.
Oh, it looks like they just did a full 180, or I mean a full 360 here.
Oh
They're going through it again.
This is how I would be playing it too. And the attack is going in.
Alright, Spitter lands, Pounce lands.
Spit does land. I'm not kidding either. I would be completely lost right now. Yeah, there they go. They found the hole. And actually, with the way in which that played out, they are able to jump down that hole without an attack being up. So I guess it does kind of... It was either... They either made it look like they had no idea what they were doing with a masterful bait, or it was just they didn't know where they were going. I'm thinking it was a masterful bait.
Let's go ahead and stick with the masterful bait.
Yes. So the next attack is coming in.
Looks like Nick and Rochelle there were thinking about going up the stairs again, but that was just another dead end. And here comes a charger. Oh, he managed to get the charge down the hole. He's going to have to do the whole thing all over again. Yep, he has to go all the way and make it to the other hole again. But it looks like he's not getting cleared, so they're going to have to have someone go down there and clear him. But yeah, he's going to have to do the whole entire hole again. He has to make his way down the hole. Yeah, he's got to go down the hole, and he's got to make his way all the way back up those stairs again.
Wow.
Yes, it's a very, very unforgiving map.
This split here is pretty dangerous. They have two survivors split in the front, and then the other two looks like they are going to be able to make it up before spawns come in. The next
but will the jockey get another one? Will the jockey get another one? He's looking at it. He's looking at it. Here he goes. He gets jockeyed. Oh, but the hunter is too late to create a stumble effect to separate them. Spit comes in, lands on the door. hinges? Door frame?
Door
Bounces
frame,
right
yeah.
back at him.
I was not aware that if they had to go back down that hole, they would have to do the entire cycle over again. That is pretty, as you said, unforgiving. Especially if the team is inexperienced in their knowledge of playing the map. Spick gonna go again here to try to either get a delay. Ellis is kind of pushing forward here as Spawns are coming up with a Charger, a Smoker, and a Boomer as the Spitter gets killed.
Here comes Charger. He looks angry, but he misses his charge here. Gets cleared by the frying pan. Here comes a boom. Lands the boom here on Nick. Looks like Ellis might be out of shells here, using his single pistol to clear common. I mean, it works pretty well if you count your shots. Just count 1, 2, 1, 2 between each common.
Right, right. Now it looks like they're trying to... Oh, they're entering a very, very dangerous area with a... Let's see if they will not get a Charger, though. It's a 2-2 with Smoker Hunter here, and the tank is up. It's going to be in the hands of Nick.
Oh yeah, I remember this. The tank spawns much earlier for one team than the other on this on these things here. So let's go ahead and go to a Survivor War Room here.
Alright.
TNT, give me some ammo. Dude, we have the same gun, give me some ammo. Just kidding.
There was
You
ammo,
missed the ammo back there?
but, you know. You missed it again, Power. Come on.
There's ammo back there?
There
was.
was.
An HR.
Oh,
Yeah, there
where?
was. Oh boy.
Oh.
And while this is happening, their spawns are already up by now.
Guaranteed.
Try to...
See, it's fine.
I don't know how.
I don't know why they didn't hit.
It looks like they're...
Their tank lost.
It seemed like their tank is struggling to get here. And... You hear those commons? Yeah, you hear those commons? They're coming.
And it's AI.
Alright.
Charger's back there too.
Killer this size. Oh.
Hello, Charger.
Did you see that, Rob?
Kill it!
Isn't that
Wow.
bullshit? Static?
You are... You're fucked, Powers.
You see Static just stand there?
Where the hell's the tank?
What? What am I looking at? I think the AI tank is stuck in that door up there. Was there actually any way for the player to get him out?
I know there's a way to get the tank out. It's just this is a very known issue with this map. Is he had to get the tank out before he goes AI.
That's interesting. Now Nick is pulled behind. It looks as though the survivor is just gonna keep moving forward here. Unfortunately, that tank was stuck in that AI mode, and one of the survivors got a little bit separated. If the survivors had known that that tank wasn't going to be coming out of that area, I don't know if you call that map knowledge or if they just needed to know something that they couldn't know. If they would have known that, they probably would have been able to push forward, and they might have been able to even get past it without having to deal with a lot. This Charger does go in here.
And there's the 2-cap, and there's the game.
This was a very interesting end to this game here with that tank.
Yeah, I mean, really it all came down to map knowledge here. One team had just a little bit more map knowledge than the other, and as you see, it really paid off for that team.
Yeah. Still a pretty close game, though, and it was a very, very nice display, I think, by both sides, so...
Alright, so that is the end of Left to Learn, December 7th, 2013, with the map Carried Off. So, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys had fun. Maybe learned a few things about this map, etc. So, take care.